Are you boggled by all of the discussion about a keto diet, wondering what the heck keto diet really is and really isn't? Stick around. Welcome to the Carb Smart Podcast, where your decision to embrace low-carb nutrition becomes a fun and delicious lifestyle. I'm your host, Dana Carpender, here to guide you through the ins and outs of everything low-carb. Today, we're going back to basics. There's been a lot of controversy about keto diets versus low-carb diets recently, so let's talk about what a keto diet is.
Hey gang, Dana Carpender here with Low Carb for Life, brought to you by CarbSmart. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss a single episode.
Keto has been the diet buzzword for the past 5 years or so, and with good reason. A ketogenic diet delivers. Most people who go keto lose weight while experiencing increased energy and reduced hunger. But what is a keto diet? I raise the question because, like many popular ideas, keto has inspired factions. There are the people I've seen posting online that a keto diet is like Atkins, except you only eat clean foods, mostly organic, no artificial sweeteners or processed junk. Dr. Atkins' Diet Revolution, first published in 1973, was and remains a ketogenic diet. It had the nation, me included, peeing on keto sticks. How anyone got the idea that a keto diet is like the Atkins diet, except tells me that they never read the book. Also popular is lazy, dirty keto, which includes processed keto foods with grains, artificial flavors or colors or not. There is also a small faction of strict carnivores, people who eat only meat and perhaps eggs. For some reason, it appears that many of these people stick largely to red muscle meats, mainly from ruminants. I have no problem with red meat, but I am quite fond of poultry and pork, and I eat a lot of tuna. I also feel their nutrition would be improved by adding some organ meats, especially liver now and then. On the flip side, I am now seeing ads for vegetarian keto and even vegan plant-based keto books. I confess to curiosity. From the very beginning, that being my first self-published book, How I Gave Up My Low-Fat Diet and Lost 40 Pounds, later subtitled, And How You Can Too, by my publisher, and how could I object to that? I have advocated for just about any form of carbohydrate restriction so long as it is working for the person who is using it. There were carb-restricted diets that were dreadful for me, but were helping others lose substantial amounts of weight and improve their insulin-driven health problems, so who was I to say they were wrong? I still feel this way. If it involves whacking big chunks of sugars and starches out of your diet, I'm for it, whether you're in ketosis or not. So the fact that there are many takes on keto bothers me not at all, so long as each individual dieter is getting the results he or she is hoping for. But there is a solid definition of a ketogenic diet. Any diet that cuts back on carbohydrates sufficiently to force the body to burn fat for fuel, resulting in ketosis, is a keto diet. I, by way of example, rarely weigh or measure anything. I eat animal protein and fats freely. I also eat non-starchy vegetables without worry and moderate quantities of what I call borderline vegetables, onions, tomatoes, and the like. I use butter, bacon grease, olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, and MCT oil, the last two mostly in making mayonnaise because I avoid soy oil. I eat few processed keto products except for those that I try for review. I shun grains almost entirely, especially gluten grains, so none of the currently popular keto breads for me, although I do keep Egg Life egg white wraps in the house and use them as I would tortillas. I eat nuts and seeds regularly as well, including peanuts and cashews, which are higher in carbohydrate than walnuts, pecans, macadamia nuts, et al. I keep almond meal on hand, but except when working on recipes for publication, I rarely bother baking anything. I've been doing this long enough that I just don't miss baked goods. I also drink 2 glasses of dry red wine most evenings and eat 1 or 2 squares of 85% dark chocolate most days. Sugar-free Reese's mini cups and Russell Stover sugar-free English toffee cross my doorstep occasionally, but are eaten only one at a time. I also eat keto ice cream from time to time. Do I eat clean keto? Frankly, clean is a buzzword that gives me hives. It has no real meaning. I mostly buy grocery store produce and meats rather than all organic and grass-fed. I worry that the insistence on eating all organic and grass-fed will discourage people on tight budgets. I do buy local, small farm, pastured eggs now that we no longer have chickens in the yard. I think the quality is higher, and I'm certain the chickens are happier. When I want a sweetener, I generally use liquid stevia extract, especially the flavored ones, and erythritol, either blended with stevia or monk fruit, or in the form of Swerve. I've also been experimenting with allulose recently. That said, I am not terrified of sucralose. I don't test for ketosis frequently, but when I blow into my Ketonix breath ketone meter, I always register in at least a mild state of ketosis. Therefore, I am eating a ketogenic diet. Could I get into a deeper state of ketosis? Sure I could. I could eat fewer vegetables and stick only to the lowest carb nuts. I could quit my modest intake of sweets and give up my wine. But this is my life. Come September 5th, 2024, I will have been eating this way for 29 years. It was the Tuesday after Labor Day. I had decided the previous week that I was going to go low carb, but had already started cooking for a Labor Day cookout at my house. So I generally count my low carb anniversary as the Tuesday after Labor Day, regardless of the actual date. I am well, clear-headed, and energetic. I have never seen my A1C above 5.2, and a heart scan showed my coronary arteries completely clear. 2 doctors looking at 2 different sets of blood work both pronounced my kidney function excellent. I am also assured that my liver is in great shape. I am a size 8 rather than the busting out of my size 18s I was when I started. I never did break down and buy 20s, but I needed to. The fact that I test positive for ketones shows that I am indeed burning fat for fuel. Which brings us to another issue. I could get into deeper ketosis by adding more fat to my diet, especially MCT oil, which is particularly ketogenic. Some of the times I have tested in moderate rather than mild ketosis have been when I had a lunch made with MCT oil-based mayonnaise. But here's an important thing. Testing positive for ketones means you are burning fat for fuel. It does not, however, guarantee that you are burning body fat for fuel. You may be burning the fat from your last meal. Nothing wrong with that, but if you're trying to lose weight, it's counterproductive. If you're going to add fat to your diet to deepen ketosis, you need to cut something else. Adding fat bombs or bulletproof coffee to your regular food intake will not make you lose faster. Consuming that cup of fat-laced Joe or a couple of fat bombs instead of a meal can work. The fastest weight loss I have ever experienced has been while fat fasting, eating 1,000 calories per day, with as close as possible to 90% of them coming from fat. You will note that while this is a very high-fat diet, it is also calorically restricted. And yes, I tested in deep ketosis. Interestingly, I tried the HCG diet back when it was popular, omitting the grissini Italian breadstick. The HCG diet called for 500 calories per day, half that of the fat fast. I lost weight nearly twice as fast on the fat fast on double the calorie intake. Explain that with calories in, calories out. This is if you're hoping to burn body fat. If you're using ketones to treat a neurological problem like epilepsy or dementia, that's a different matter entirely. The same goes for endurance athletes who have discovered that a fat-based metabolism beats sucking down honey sticks, but most endurance athletes are trim anyway. Keto diet summed up. If your diet is low carb enough that you are in ketosis, you are eating a keto diet, no matter what anyone else may say. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in to the Carb Smart Podcast. I hope today's episode provided you with a clearer understanding of a ketogenic diet. Are you eating keto? Do you test for ketones, and if so, how? How does a ketogenic diet fit into your life? What results have you gotten? Let us know in the comments below. For more information, tips, recipes, and insights, visit our website at CarbSmart.com and don't miss a single podcast. Until next time, stay low carb, happy, and healthy.
Hey gang, Dana Carpender here with Low Carb for Life, brought to you by CarbSmart. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss a single episode.